viewers, we welcome you to today's class. Like we have already stated in our introduction to oral studies, I was able to show you that the English language is basically divided into three aspects. One is grammar, the second one is composition, and the third one is speech. Today we shall be looking at composition. You may be surprised to see right here essay studies in the place of composition. Whenever we mention essay studies in the English language, we are at the same time referring to composition. Therefore, today we shall be looking at essay studies. But before we begin, it's important I give a definition of what we refer to as essay. The best and simplest way I can define essay is a short piece of writing that completely analyzes and discusses a topic. I'll say it in the way that everyone can understand it. Essay is simply a short piece of writing that simply analyzes and discusses a topic. I will write it on the board. Now we are going to look at why it's important we should write essay. Why it's important that students are asked to write an essay from time to time, and is it actually to keep them busy or make them tensed up with an area of study that they don't find fun, or does it have a contribution to make in their lives when they actually come into the real busy world? Okay, we can call that importance of oral studies. Importance, not oral studies, my dear. Importance of essay studies. Sorry. Most times when students are given essay to write, like I mentioned, they find it very difficult. But why is it important they should write essay? Number one, in real life, we come in contact with situations where we may be the leaders of a particular organization or the leader of a particular organization, and we are asked to write a speech to deliver on an occasion, or to write, call it a speech to deliver on a particular occasion or in a particular instance. It's best for us to go into our rooms or anywhere of our choice, sit down, think, and be able to bring out whatever we have within ourselves and pour it out, well carved with well selected words, and that represents exactly what is on our mind in order to make impact to the public we shall be addressing on that day, rather than looking for someone simply because we may afford to pay somebody that can write it, and then we make payment, tell the person what to write, and he ends up writing what's on his mind, or part of what is on his mind, which can never give us the satisfaction we need. So it's very important for us to learn how to write and the methods of writing, so that any such occasion coming up in our lives, we will be able to defend it very effectively. That is number one. So that is a writing of speeches. Number two, every individual on earth is bound to belong to one of these two classes. It's either you are an employer or you are an employee of labor. So to become an employer is far more difficult than becoming an employee. So it's much easier as a student. Once you graduate or you get to a certain level of studies, you may seek employment in some organizations, and in standard organizations you must provide your CV, you must provide a letter of application, which we usually refer to as an application letter, with all the paraphernalia that follow it, so that you'll be able to get your employment into that organization. It's something shameful for one who is a graduate or who has gotten to a certain level of studies to go about looking for someone who will outrightly and solely write an application letter for him or her, when you have passed through the institution of learning or institutions of learning. So it's very much important that you learn the art of writing so that on such occasions where you may need to get employed, you'll be able to carve out a good letter that represents your personality as regards the job you are looking for. So it goes in terms of job opportunities. Okay, I can make this capital opportunities. Sorry, job opportunities. So it's very important for job opportunities. Number 3, and there are many reasons for which we write, but I'll state this one as a conclusive part. The third one here is as a career. When we hear of the likes of Chinua Achebe, Shakespeare, and a number of them that I can't name at an instance, what comes to mind is that these are very great people, but most times we do forget what brought them to the limelight of life. The fact is that somebody like Chinua Achebe, Mr. Shakespeare, and a number of them, even one of the best people that I so much respect, and that was what brought them in contact with great men who actually introduced them with time and consistency in their areas of calling to the limelight of life, where they were able to achieve fame and success, and that is what brought you into knowing them. So it's important to know that people can actually create great careers through writing. You can write novels, you can write, you can also write, call it motivational books, and there are various other kinds of writing. You can also write texts. By text I mean textbooks that can be used in schools, maybe primary schools, secondary schools, or even the tertiary institutions. So as a result, writing or essay is very essential in the area of study. In fact, I think it's one of the most essential parts of the English language. For one to know how to write is actually for one to earn a skill as a student. Having said this, we are going to briefly name various types of essay. There are 4 basic types of essay, and there are, number 1, the narrative essay, essay. 2, a descriptive essay. Essay 3, the argumentative essay, and 4, the expository essay. So these are the 4 basic types of composition or essay. But because of our time today, we won't be able to go into describing, defining, and explaining each of them. We shall do that in our next class under essay studies. So, the narrative essay, we simply call it, what it looks at is the major essence of writing. It is to tell. So we can briefly say descriptive. The main essence of writing is to describe, to create picture, mental picture of somebody or thing you are writing about. Then the argumentative, the essence is to convince. And then finally here, the expository essay is to inform. Or explain stroke explain the process or method, stroke method of doing something. So etc. as the case may be. Now, these are the four major types of composition or essay, and these are the major functions, so which we shall look at in our subsequent studies. But before we wrap this up, it's important to refer back to what we say that essay studies means. We say that essay is a short piece of writing that completely analyzes and discusses a topic. I'll write it again. Essay is a short piece of writing that completely analyzes and discusses a topic. Now, there are essential terms to pick here. We say a short piece of writing, and then completely analyzes, and also it discusses. Everything is centered on topic. So all about essay is number one, topic. It must have a topic. Two, it's usually a short piece of writing. Usually a short piece of writing, not a book. So of writing. So that tells you that essay is not a book, just a short piece of writing. Three, it completely analyzes. So it analyzes completely. Analyzes completely. And also discusses the already analyzed terms completely to stop. So these are the main items to pick from the definition of essay. So when we come back next time, we shall be looking at defining and explaining the narrative essay, the descriptive essay, the argumentative essay, as well as the expository essay. Thank you very much for partaking in this class. I'm glad to have you viewing my work in this platform, and I would like to have you next time so that you will follow suit and be able to understand how to write with ease and without fidgeting or feeling like you are incompetent in that area. Join us next time.